Head coach from North Dakota State, Chris Klienman. He joins me now on the Sports Bash 97.3 ESPN. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing great. Pretty cool. A kid from little Bismarck, North Dakota is on the cover of ESPN magazine.
Yeah, just handed to me just seconds ago. There he is on the cover. I didn't even read the it says, "Who's ready to bet $20 million on Carson Wentz?" Coach, are you willing to bet $20 million that your quarterback is ready to be the next franchise player in the NFL?
Well, luckily I don't have to have that decision, but if it were a smaller amount, he'd be the quarterback that I would bet on without question. Obviously, there's some really good quarterbacks in the draft, and I'm biased because I've been able to be around the young man for 5 years and saw him grow from a scout team quarterback that we couldn't tackle or couldn't stop, and he just picked us apart, and we actually won a national championship that year to a guy that led us to two. So he's a pretty special player, and kind of what you see is what you get. He's a genuine guy, hard-working guy that has got a world of ability.
All right, Coach, the obvious question is, how does he end up at North Dakota State? If he's being talked about as a potential $20 million man, number one overall pick, how does he land in your lap at North Dakota State?
Couple reasons. One, we're not a real populated state, so it's not like they're running a bunch of satellite camps in Bismarck, North Dakota, where people are coming in and checking him out. And number two, he's a North Dakota kid, and we've had tremendous tradition here. We've been winning championships since the mid-'60s in the Division II, and a kid that grows up in North Dakota wants to play for the Bison. And he wanted to play at North Dakota State. His brother played baseball here, and it was a great fit for him. And obviously he's had great success.
Coach, you look at his size and, what he brings. What stands out to you as someone who's watched him virtually his entire career? You said he was there 5 years, ran the scout team. He was running all over the place. But once he got the job, what was it about him that makes him special?
Well, one, he's competitive. He hates to lose. He's a winner. He's won all the way through high school. He's won in college. He's won playing basketball. He's a multi-sport guy, all those other things. But I also think the style of offense we run suits him and is probably pretty close to what they're doing at the NFL level as far as, he's calling plays in the huddle. He's coming at the line of scrimmage. We gave him the keys to change protections, to change plays, to do whatever he needed to do to put us in the best position from a huddle offense, a West Coast offense, as opposed to what you're seeing a lot of college football teams do where it's no huddle and it's just as fast as you can go, or it's just a lot of bubble screens, a lot of quick passes, and sometimes you look to the sideline and the play changes from a coordinator there. He's done things, I think, a little bit more NFL conventional and done it at a really high level. And I know that's what's intrigued a lot of the coaches, the scouts, the GMs, is he's taken snaps under center. There's a lot of guys that come to the NFL that have been in the shotgun their whole career, and he's taken snaps under center and been really productive.
North Dakota State head coach Chris Klienman is with us. Coach, here's a kid, as you mentioned, North Dakota. What kind of kid is he off the football field? I mean, you hear so much about these guys, what they do on the field, and they study and they know this. What kind of kid is he? Is he a kind of guy that, let's, for instance, say he ends up in Philadelphia, which has a very rabid fan base, and if you make a mistake, they let you know it. Is this the kind of guy that you think will handle the pressure of being an NFL thought to be franchise player right off the bat? Because someone who drafts him pretty much going to probably play him right off the bat.
Yeah, that was kind of to be seen, and every kid you'd hope that could sit a little bit as a quarterback, just of the nature of that position. But he's a really grounded guy. He's an extremely competitive guy, really confident, but not a cocky, arrogant guy. Off the field, he's going to go hunt. He's going to go fish. He's going to get outdoors and get away from the game. And he's a man of great faith. So things I don't think are going to bother him like that. Yeah, the media exposure I know on the East Coast is really good level and stuff, but he's been in front of a camera a ton here, and he's going to say the right things. He's going to think beaks and stuff, and I think he'll handle all really well, similar to how he's handled things from not only the championship game, to how he's handled things at the Senior Bowl with interviews, to how he's handled things at the Combine, to his pro day, as well as all the teams that have come in here to visit with him. They've all come back to me and said he's just off far as his knowledge of the game and how he handles himself in a kind of a pressure situation where they're sending him a playbook and then grilling him on the board, and he's getting everything right. And so, he's a really smart young man that, he knows he'll be grounded and he'll be a competitive guy that's going to help the program.
Has surprised you, Coach, about this process? I'm sure that you don't get too many of these guys rolling through North Dakota State and probably don't get the attention from the NFL that you're getting right now, especially because of the position he plays, but also where he's projected to go. What's been an eye-opening experience for you coaching a guy like this?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool, actually. We've had a lot of guys have gone on to the NFL and played and been drafted anywhere from the second to the fourth, fifth round. But I knew it was going to be pretty amped up this year with Carson. We have every NFL team in sometime during the football season. Well, we had everybody in before we even broke camp in August. Every team was in here, and then we went and played our first away game at Montana. Now, we were the first game on. We were on ESPN, and we were the first game on before anybody else was on August 28th, and our sideline was surrounded by NFL scouts wanting to get a glimpse of this guy, wanting to see him up close, and then just all the people that are coming in now to do the private workouts, and when we don't get NFL Network and ESPN coming in here for a pro day ever, and we've had ESPN College Game Day here a couple times and those things, but that's been really cool for our guys to see, for all of our underclassmen. It's helped us a bunch in recruiting, and it's been pretty neat for us coaches to be able to kind of be a part of this whole thing.
In your opinion, Coach, when did you say this guy might be something special? He could be a pro quarterback.
Well, I knew he was going to be something special when it was my first year here, and he was a redshirted quarterback, and he was on our scout team 5 years ago, and he just tore us up, and we won a national championship with a really good defense, and we couldn't tackle him. He just sliced us up when we do 7-on-7, so I knew he was special then. But right after our playoff run in 2014, his junior year, when we won the national championship, and we were behind by more than a field goal in 3 of 4 playoff games, and he led us on 2-minute drives for touchdowns, and the last one culminating in the national championship game when he took us 85 yards in about 50 seconds for a national title. I knew right then that, okay, that's what people are looking for. A lot of people can do it on 1st and 10 when you're up 38-0. Do it on consecutive weeks or 3 or 4 weeks when the chips are down and it's a national championship game, and there was no panic in the kid's eyes, and he just played at such a high level. I knew he was going to be pretty special and a chance to play on Sundays.
Yeah, and it's fun because people talk about the competition, and I don't know how much of a drop-off the competition is. You're out there playing against guys who are giving it their all, and many of those guys, as you said, here's a guy who just grew up in North Dakota. Maybe he could have gone someplace else. He just wanted to play there. Do you feel that he is that has a lot to work on? Do you feel that he could step in and start right away? I know that's not ideal, but will he be overwhelmed by stepping in from North Dakota State to maybe Cleveland?
Yeah, well, you hope nobody has to come in. I think that you could say that about any franchise quarterback, but I don't think he'll be overwhelmed by that at all. I think it'd be great for him to sit, and it just depends. What pieces surround you as well. Do you have a running game? Do you have a defense? Some of those things like that. But I know this: he'll want to compete for the job right away, and the stage won't be too big for him. He'll understand it. I know this: he'll understand the playbook. He'll understand the checks. He'll understand the audibles. He'll understand that the kid's a 4.0 student and is as smart a kid as I've ever been around. Now, can you take that intelligence, off the field in the classroom and take it on the field? The speed of the game. I don't care if you're coming from the SEC, the Big Ten, or from our conference, the Missouri Valley Conference. I know there's different levels, but when you get to the NFL, it amps up no matter what. And he's dominated at this level of play. And so it'll be a transition for him on the speed of the game. But once again, the stage won't be too big for him, and I think he'll perform really well.
I'm reading a quick excerpt here from this article. It says, John Gruden says Wentz is the most NFL-ready quarterback he's seen in years. Mike Mayock thinks he's comparable to Andrew Luck. Gil Brandt says his arm reminds him of Joe Flacco's. Pretty high praise there. When you see him play, what kind of quarterback comes to mind?
Well, that's a tough statement for me because I watch him on TV. I haven't been around those guys. I think he'll be his own guy. He's extremely athletic, and that's where you probably get the Andrew Luck comparisons. He's got a big, strong arm, and he's a big kid. You get the Joe Flacco comparisons. But come on, those guys have done it at that level and had really good success. And this is a guy just coming out of college, and so I'd kind of maybe put the brakes on some of those things. Let's let him develop his own legacy. Let's let him develop his own style and his own, so to speak, his repertoire of what he can do. But I know this: he will. The stage won't be too big. He'll be able to come in and compete. The guys will love him in the locker room because he's a no-nonsense guy that's going to have a lot of fun. He's a real grounded kid. He won't come across as a guy that's arrogant. And I'm excited to see where he lands here in another couple weeks and let him start this journey.
All right. It says in the article, the 23-year-old is sitting at the corner booth in the back of the Granite City Food and Brewery in Fargo, North Dakota. Are you familiar with that spot?
Yeah, and this kid can't go anywhere in Fargo. He tells me he puts a hat on and tries to go. Well, there's not very many 6'6" redheads in the city of Fargo. Everybody notices him wherever he goes, and he does such a great job with our youth, with our community people, and all the people that ask him for autographs and pictures and stuff. But I'm really familiar with it, and he has a hard time going out to eat here in this town.
Okay, you're North Dakota State. Your football program, very good, national champions, could have the number one pick, maybe 2, 3 in the draft. Dave Hackstall, North Dakota University, the hockey team there, which is a bigger program, your football team or North Dakota University hockey?
Well, we both got national championships this year, so that's pretty doggone special. The UND won the hockey championship last weekend, and we won the football championship. We've won 5 in a row. 2 great programs, and we're really proud of our state. We've got elite football with the Bison, and obviously the hockey team up north has done a phenomenal job year in and year out, and happy for those guys to be able to get a national championship.
That's pretty unbelievable. I mean, to have 2 schools in the same state to win national championships. It's right. It's pretty unbelievable to think about.
It's remarkable. Absolutely. When you think of how small our state is, it's absolutely remarkable, and that's something that I know our entire state's real proud of.
Well, Coach, we do appreciate a couple minutes, and obviously great to catch up with you and learn a little bit more about Carson. Seems like a great guy that you had the privilege to coach there for a couple of years, and we wish you guys success in North Dakota. And pass along to Carson that if he comes to Philadelphia, we'd love to talk to him.
Absolutely, I appreciate you having me.